And hello, everyone. I am Dan Lutz, and welcome to another broadcast of the front lines. We're here on the front lines in the battle against the cabal, the deep state, the Illuminati, and all those that wish to enslave all of humanity for their own selfish reasons. Welcome back. Well, I've had I'm still keeping up on the impeachment. It is pretty good stuff, I would say. Quite different than watching what was coming out of the House of Representatives, the managers there. Um, and what I can say is it is really a front line in the battle because they are basically putting the deep state on trial. That's the way I see it. That they're literally focused on bringing about all of these things, and it's almost like they've been led down the path, with breadcrumbs, and just got the deep state to expose themselves as to how bad they actually are and how they don't respect the Constitution. They don't respect the people. And the Trump defense team is just pointing that out. I mean they handled the whole case in the first 2 hours on the first day. Really. It was basically over at that point. The rest of this is now pointing at Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, Nadler, and Biden, both Bidens, and Kerry, and Pelosi's son, and maybe others. So they're opening this door, and they're saying, "Oh, we don't want witnesses. We don't want witnesses." Do they? Do they not? I hear Graham out there. No, we don't. We want to get this over with. We want to get this over this. There's a lot of subterfuge that's been going on this whole time. It's appeared to be, a plan in the making from the Patriot side to create this impeachment scenario. Even when from that very first time when there was Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer in the Oval Office, and Trump was there, and he brought in the press crew, and they were upset, right? And Nancy would say, "Well, maybe we can talk about this when the press isn't here." And then you could tell that they were all agitated, and Trump egged them on, right? He pushed them, right? He wanted to embarrass them. He wanted to make them upset, and he wanted them to act. And they did. And I believe that this was all part of it, to get to this point, to this trial in front of the people. And what other trial could be like this and try the deep state? Now, Graham is saying, hey, we should handle all these Hunter Biden and all these other issues afterwards. I don't know. This Bolton thing has now gotten like 4 Republican senators to say, "Oh, well, maybe we need to have witnesses, or at least 3 of 4. And they need 4 to side with the Democrats and get witnesses." So I think they want the witnesses. I think they want to open this up in this way. So anyway, we'll see how this unfolds. Let's take a look at a few more things that have been coming out. Now, let me first line this up. Now, while Trump has been on trial, he's been doing what? Making peace in the Middle East. Now this happened yesterday, right? And this video right here is from yesterday, but there was one from today as well. I was going to show this yesterday, but when Tank came on, I got sidetracked and didn't get back to this. But and this is very short. It's only 3.5 minutes, and this is really it's kind of just an amazing thing that while everything's going on, you got USMCA, you've got the China Phase 1, you've got now peace in the Middle East between Israel and Palestine. Well, let's see. Now, it's not a done deal, but I don't think they would be here and talking about this unless it actually was already figured out in the background.
And that's a plan that Bibi and his opponent, I must say, have to like very much. And I can say in terms of Bibi, he does, and I think in terms of his opponent, he does too. I'll be meeting with him in a little while. But this is a plan that's very important to peace in the Middle East. No matter where I went, they say Israel and the Palestinians, they have to make peace before you can really have peace in the Middle East. So people have been working on this for many, many years, and I think we're relatively close, but we have to get other people to agree with it also. I will say many of the Arab nations have agreed to it. They like it. They think it's great. They think it's a big start. I think it's a big start, too. I think it's a fantastic thing if we can pull it off. They say it's probably the most difficult deal anywhere and of any kind to make. In the business world, when I was back in the business world, when the deal was tough, people would jokingly refer to it as this is tougher than Israel and the Palestinians getting together. And that's what I've heard all my life. And so we'll see what happens. We have something that makes a lot of sense for everybody. And we appreciate you being here. And Mr. Prime Minister, great job you did.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. President, I just want to say two things. First, that the deal of the century is the opportunity of the century, and we're not going to pass it by. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. Today, I repeat, I just want to say thank you for everything you've done for the state of Israel. You have been the greatest friend that Israel has had in the White House. And I think tomorrow we can continue making history. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll cap it right there. Now that they had another one today, but I'm on Trump's page here. Right, well, where was it? And they actually put up a map of the proposed new Israel borders and that. So let's see. I had it already lined. Here it is. So they also have it in different languages in that, but this is basically a proposal that they put together and they're moving forward. Now I would say this is really a done deal, right? Really, it's what the future state of Palestine will look like, and with the capital and parts of East Jerusalem. So there's a solution in hand, right? I want to just say that. There's an overwhelming realignment that's happening. Whatever you think about Netanyahu and Israel and what's been going on there, what the actual motives are and all the rest of this, if you're for it or you're against it, it doesn't matter. What does matter is there is now this realignment of the whole world, everything. And the previous course is finished. We're not going down that road. It's not mass genocide. It's not mass, climate change, world dominated, new world order, to create everyone into, the next version of a debt slave. While they eliminate everything, 90% of the people. So this plan is done. And what we're watching is everything being realigned, and it's going to realign very quickly. It has to, because the money situation is very tenuous. So all of this expansive growth that is being experienced in the American marketplace is not happening elsewhere around the world. And it's not happening because they're still under the central banking systems there. And they were already drained, right? Everything was already set to collapse. Everything around the world, no money anywhere. Now all of a sudden, boom, America has money. And Brexit is done. Today? Is it today they're done? Or no, I guess a couple more days. And, so we see this new realignment that is now underway in such a big way that when we see Israel and Palestine make a peace, again, makes no difference, what the previous players were doing. There's a new sheriff in town. He's basically laid down the law, and he said, we're doing this. And everybody has to get on board, or if not, you're at the bottom of the run, right? You're going to be experiencing the worst. We're going to see Iran, peace with Iran, and peace with North Korea before the next election, 9 months from now. It's amazing phenomena altogether to see that this is happening. So we know that there is a plan in place. So let's look a little bit into that. Go back over to the display here. Okay. So let's go to here. This is a qmap.pub. Let me blow it up a little bit, make it a little bigger. And basically the 29th, there's been a lot of activity. So it starts right here with Brexit, a 2-year Q-proof. So Q-proof basically is really looking at timestamps and things that were said in the past that said, why is he saying this? Get proved out in the future, basically to the date, to the same date, possibly to the same hours and minutes, or even seconds. Those are Q-proofs. So let's look at what they're showing here. So on, this is 1/23/20, and it's talking about a Twitter link here. Congratulations, UK patriots. All right, independence and beautiful thing, globalism dead, question mark. All right, so this is just for a week ago, less than a week ago. And now we're going to look at what? Brexit. This is what the Twitter is showing. Okay, so it takes us here. The Brexit Act has been given royal assent. We're leaving the EU next Friday, and now it's pointing over here. So what is Friday? Well, Friday is the 31st. So now we're going to look at the 31st of January 2018. What did it say? Brexit? Oh, it said Freedom Day. That's what it said. I know. So basically, it's referring to. So the Q post said Freedom Day, right? Freedom. So this is the freedom for the UK 2-year proof. Now, how does QAnon able to put these things out there, that are 2 years in advance, knowing what the plan is? How is that possible? Predictive algorithms, AI, Project Looking Glass. But to know that we're going to see that there's going to be a Freedom Day for basically it's probably more than just England, right? Brexit is basically the frontal sign of what's going on. But what behind the scenes, this is really worldwide for the whole world. All right, so let's look back over here now. Let's go to the next one. It's up here. Why is Shift, now this is 3796, why is Shift withholding the testimony transcript of the Inspector General of the Intel community? Very important. Takes us to a Twitter. Okay, from Michael Sheridan. All right, Boomer 4K is his title there. All right, let's see what we have to say here.
All 18 transcripts, is that right? There were 18 witnesses that the House prosecutors had for this, but you have not seen all 18 transcripts, is that right?
That's exactly right, Maria. The House managers kept putting up charts talking about the 17 witnesses, but there were 18. The 18th was the Inspector General of the Intelligence Community, Michael Atkinson. He was the second witness interviewed on October 4th. I was there. It's the one transcript out of 18 that hasn't been released. It's a 179-page transcript, and you can bet that if that transcript was helpful to Adam Schiff and the Democrats and harmful to President Trump, everyone would have seen it by now. But instead, it's just the opposite. It's the one transcript that talks about Adam Schiff and the whistleblower. Now, everyone knows by now that Adam Schiff was not truthful about his contacts with the whistleblower. What they don't know, and what's in that transcript, is that the whistleblower wasn't truthful about his contacts with Adam Schiff. This whole thing started, Maria, when a whistleblower filed a complaint with the Inspector General under penalty of perjury that wasn't true and correct, made representations in writing and then verbally that weren't true and correct. And when we found that out and tried to get into the details of that, Adam Schiff, who was in charge of this investigation, shut it down, and now he's trying to bury that transcript.
There were 18 witnesses.
So, what is Schiff hiding? What's he hiding there? All right. Let's see. Next one, 3797. So this is a zero delta Q proof. So zero delta means this is like identical times between POTUS tweeting and Q. It means they both post at identical times a related story. All right. So what does Trump post? Witch hunt continues. So he's posting about someone else from Joe B. Pollitt. Zuckerlow's argument is passionate here. He's telling the Senate that if they remove Trump in the middle of an election after his campaign was spied on by the government and smeared for Russian collusion by House managers, they will. Well, let's go over and finish this. He was spied on by the government and smeared for Russian collusion by the House managers. They will be. I'll keep trying to get. Well, I guess we don't get to go any further. All right. It's not taking us to the Twitter, I guess. But I guess and what's important in here is this Twitter, which was 3796. That's this one over here, right? So what's the timestamp on this one? Oh, it's already highlighted here. That's the hash. It's right here. Okay. So 0. So the time between this one, I guess, or that's what they're saying. So this is 1:28:20. This is 1:28:20. What's the time? 3 a.m. 3:09:05. And this one is 3. Well, it's not exactly 0. It is it's off by 5 minutes, but I guess close enough. Having fun yet? So anyway, that it seems a little off, but it could be something else. Might be reading it right. Oh, right down here. I guess when they took it here, it's at the same here on the picture on this side. Oh. 109.05, and here's 109, right? So, yeah, from here they're the same. All right, having fun yet? Let's move on. So this one is 3798. Okay, long list of winning, and the best is yet to come. They've got a lot of Q posts on the 29th here, so he's referencing this one, which I'll have fun when things start happening in our favor. Okay, so now here we go. So play the game of where they are now. Okay, think CEOs. Well, they've all been resigning, right? Retiring. Think FBI. Well, many of them have been fired or being held on for some strange reason in a very diminished capacity. Think DOJ. Well, again, a lot of people fired and new people put into place. Think White House. Well, a lot of people have been removed, but other people's have been kept. We had many big changes in the cabinet positions. Think in the state. Well, what is changing in the state? Well, look at what happened in Virginia or California or New York. All right, think C_A. Well, you know what that is. The underscore is I. All right, so then think foreign intel. So where are they now? So, well, C underscore A has completely been, their eyes were first poked out, their satellites taken down, right? We were live with Q while that happened, right? He was calling it blow by blow. Okay, another one down, another one down. And then you start seeing reports coming from the government sectors and saying, hey, we're blind, this is dangerous, so on, so on. Right, then think foreign intel. Well, Five Eyes. What's been happening there. The countries that are part of Five Eyes. Where do they sit? On whose side are they on? All right. Now let's see where we're at here. So think judges installed. So great, right? Think that's a Supreme Court. With 2 new justices. DOJ, so new people in the DOJ, new investigations, major investigations going, new people in the FBI, and who was the where Pompeo went when they first took office? He wasn't Secretary of State. He ran the CIA. They put him right in there. Get in there and figure out what's been going on, and get rid of the ones in the problem, and let's start fixing things here. All right, then think Prime Minister of UK installed, so we got a new Prime Minister. Think the best is yet to come. There we go. Okay, $37.99. Those who were once protected are no longer. Do you think that we highlighted Epstein for no reason? Did you? Those who were once protected are no longer. Timing is everything. Hunters become the prey. Let me just bring up something I was thinking about today. The wonderful attorney Abbonetti. He was just arrested, while he was at a hearing against him, in another court proceeding. He was picked up out of the bathroom and carried away by the IRS. And where did they put him? In the same prison where Epstein, decided to take his vacation. So the hunters become the prey. Abbonetti now moved into the danger zone prison. All right, let's move on here. Okay, number 3,800. George Washington used Durham boats to cross the Delaware during the American Revolution. And who's also Durham? Durham is the investigator and prosecutor that is now has been working on these cases. All right, so let's see. Let's just go to, we'll go see the one on Wikipedia. It's about the Durham boat. Was a large wooden, flat-bottomed, double-ended freight boat, which was used on many of the interior waterways of North America beginning in the middle of the 18th century. They were replaced by larger, more efficient channel boats during the Canal era, beginning with the opening of the Erie Canal in 1825. The Durham became the name associated with this boat due to their use of the Durham Iron Works of Durham, Pennsylvania, for hauling freight on the Delaware River. All right, so that's where that came from. So, Anna's found subtle hint dropped in the beginning. Think Durham start. Think Q start. So they both started on the same day. Is Durham Q? Just a question. I don't really think so, but it is interesting to ponder. You have more than you know. Well, I guess I have more than I know, and you too. All right, next, 3801. Okay, so Durham boats used to cross the Delaware River in Trenton, New Jersey. Same state as tonight's rally. Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, there was a rally by Trump today. I didn't get to see this one. I like to catch the rallies as they're happening. Who is helping POTUS? Last line of Q's post attached. It was right in front of us the whole time, Anons. In one of Q's first drops, Q included the Delaware crossing. Those boats sure did help POTUS. Ah, there we go. Helped Washington. Yes, I remember this boat picture that was way back when in the Q posts. All right, so he's just pointing out that, hey, they sent us the picture. This is the picture, right? This is the Durham boat. All right. Do you believe in coincidences? No. This was obviously they were feeding us the Q proofs from the future proofs past. So now that Durham comes out, oh, they showed us the Durham boat way back at the beginning to help POTUS. Okay. All right. Let's see, where's a rally held tonight? Enjoy the show. I will go back and watch that show later. Okay, misspellings on Q posts and POTUS tweets are intentional and important markers. Unless, of course, they come back and edit them and say, oops, we made a mistake. Then there's something to it. Here's a tweet. Misspellings are important in Q posts unless later corrected. Yep. And POTUS tweets. They assist in decodes. The above Q proof was re-referencing Durham boat as a hint, missing D as confirmation. Okay. So there was a missing D. All right, I guess in here. I guess supposed to be rigged. So missing D. Okay. So yeah, so that's why there are interesting, little things like that that are put in there. So it's missing the D. All right, let's go on. The last two, 3804. Our movement is about replacing a failed and corrupt political establishment. We may have seen this one already, but let's see where we go with this.
Our movement is about replacing a failed and corrupt political establishment with a new government controlled by you, the American people. The Washington establishment and the financial and media corporations that fund it exist for only one reason: to protect and enrich itself. The establishment has trillions of dollars at stake in this election. For those who control the levers of power in Washington, and for the global special interests, they partner with these people that don't have your good in mind. Our campaign represents a true existential threat, like they haven't seen before. This is not simply another four-year election. This is a crossroads in the history of our civilization that will determine whether or not we, the people, reclaim control over our government. The political establishment that is trying to stop us is the same group responsible for our disastrous trade deals.
Okay, well, we've seen this before. Let me go back here for a little bit. I want to point out something. This part right here.
Our campaign
So look, this is all dark, right? And you have the light breaking through the darkness, and Trump is coming in.
Presents a true
existential threat to them is Trump. That's why we see all this impeachment garbage. All right, I think we're good here. All right, let's move on. The last one here, 3805. POTUS references George Washington and American Patriots' victory in Trenton, New Jersey. Proof. All right, let's see.
Die-hard band of Americans. This is the state where George Washington led a die-hard band of American patriots to victory at Trenton and Princeton and Monmouth in our glorious battle to win American independence. George Washington. This is the state where generations of tough and strong New Jersey craftsmen and dockers, farmers and factory workers. New Jersey is the state where...
Okay. So that's interesting. He went to Trenton, New Jersey, and also this helps that Democrat in the House that flipped parties from Democrat to Republican, right? And he's from New Jersey. I don't know if he's from Trenton or not, but obviously he's going to be bolstering, the new convert. All right, so that is the end of the Q proofs for today. Let's flip over to switch to my display capture screen. It's a little bit different, and let's pull up. This is the wwg1wga.love group, Telegram group. The link is down below this video description. So I think it started for today somewhere up here. So, oh yeah, it did start up here. This was an interesting video I posted up here, but this was again about women waiting too long to have babies and pushing it off into motherhood and deciding not to have children. And by the age of 30, you've lost 97% of your eggs, making it very difficult to have children. All right, so then of course we went over these Q posts, but what's this one? Absolutely disgusting. S is about to come out. This is going to be hunt many for a few days. Stay calm and know that justice is being served as we together keep America great, and we will unify, and in turn will unify the world, and all all governments will be cleared out. That's called draining the swamp. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Let's see, the best statement is to all assimilate TQ, true thing, anon. All right, let's go on down here. There's a Twitter account. Let's flip over this. 3 more days in a week to remember. So yes, so we're in the very last couple days of this month in the week to remember. The golden goose, the goose that kept on giving the golden egg, right? I guess is what that's referring to. What's this going on about? One of the cute photos of time. So that's 1:30. Would that be the 30th of January? Interesting possibility. Let's flip back over. What else do we have coming up here? I'll say, what do you believe the truth to be the truth is the truth? Is it true? No. Okay, let me say this again. What you believe to be true, is it true? Or do you just believe that it is true because you were taught it was true and never looked up any further? Yeah, I think that's the case most of the time. I used to use that same argument with the Bible. You're taught this is true, but is it true? Is it actually there? All right, what else is here? So the new VTN, Virtual Trust Network, banking, and direct access to the master trust and no third-party interlopers. It is also the most advanced AI known. Goodbye laundering and fraudulent transactions, fake crypto, and 999 control. Oh, and, yeah, sorry, that's 666. How did I see that as 999? It's weird. All right, let's move on here. This is we're talking about some satanic things there. All right, let's keep going. Okay, exposure 2020. This was with Project Veritas. Let's go see what this is saying. Maybe it's a new one.
Well, if Trump gets reelected, what?
Cities burn.
I'll set up.
Okay, what happened there?
Yeah,
I pushed pause for a moment. I think I need to get a little bit of buffering in there. I'm going to close down some of these pages, if that might help. There we go. All right, let's go continue.
Gulags and the persecution of the kulaks and things like that are exaggerated.
It is unfortunate that we have to make plans for extreme action. We don't want to scare people off, so you kind of got to feel it out first before you get into the crazy stuff like Antifa. You're talking about the yellow vests.
It's going to take militancy, and if necessary, just destroy property.
I think it's also fair to point out that when we were in Moscow, for example, people here also were extremely impressed by their public transportation system.
Meet Daniel Taylor and Mason Baird, both field organizers for the Sanders campaign in South Carolina, and the next two subjects of our undercover investigation of extreme radicalism inside the Sanders campaign.
I canvassed with someone who's like an anarchist, and I canvassed with someone who's more of a Marxist-Leninist, and so we do it. I mean, we track radical, like truly radical people to the campaign, but that's obviously not like outward-facing sort of.
And Bernie, does he know that?
Well, I think the goal is just to build a build a coalition of people, and a lot of those people who do that kind of work are their politics fall well outside of the American sort of norm. So they're Marxist-Leninists, they're anarchists, they're these types of folks, and they have more of a mind for direct action, for engaging in politics outside of the electoral system.
And like here we think of, gulags being sent off to Russia, to Siberia, and like lock you up, throw away the key. And they were saying that is such a misconception. They're like re-education camps. Mm-hmm. Do you know anything about that?
Pardon me. Yeah, it's interesting because I think at least my reading of kind of that Cold War era is that you had two massive, you had these huge opposing ideologies and empires and superpowers, and when you have that much power, each side is going to do everything it can to control a narrative and to sort of have its own truth, to support its sort of power structure and things like that. And so I think that if we pay attention to the lived experience of people in post-Soviet states and in Russia and things like that, then we do find that, like a lot of the stories were told in the United States about, the gulags and the persecution of the kulaks and things like that are exaggerated. I think there were certainly excesses and certain, our own American empire has its own excesses, of course. So
yeah, but we did end up killing, tens of millions of people in the gulags. If you forget that part. Oh, okay, we get it. Thanks, Project Veritas, for putting that out there. So let's flip back over to the next story. Let's see what we got here. Oh, actually, we're down to the bottom. I'm sick of trashy CNN and Don Expired Lemons and his friends disrespected and insulted Trump supporters. Oh yeah, I saw that video today. Called us dumb, and we're not dumb enough to vote for Hillary and watch CNN. That's about right. I have a message, all right, please, so he'll get it. All right, well, here we go. Oh, I love this guy. Let's a little smaller so we can get everything in here.
Prince of the world. And so he also knows deep in his heart that Donald Trump couldn't find Ukraine on a map if you had the letter U and a picture of an actual physical crane next to it. He knows that this is, an administration defined by ignorance of the world. And so that's partly him playing to their base and playing to their audience, the credulous boomer Rube demo that backs Donald Trump, that wants to think that Donald Trump's a smart one, and y'all elitists are dumb.
You elitists with your geography and your maps and your spelling, even though my
math and your reading.
Yeah, you're reading, your geography, knowing other countries, sipping your latte.
All those lines on the map.
Only them elitists know where Ukraine is. Sorry, I apologize. But by the way,
oh my God!
But you know what? But it was Rick.
Oh my goodness! Y'all don't understand how hard it is to listen to people on CNN, especially dumb Don Lemon. All that laughing like y'all some little girls in high school. Ain't nothing funny at all. And Don Lemon, you about the dumbest person on TV. sitting up here laughing and giggling. What's funny? Huh? Ain't nothing funny about this at all.
No.
And you call yourself a real journalist. No, you a real joke. That's what you are, a real joke.
Okay, all right. So, yeah, well, I guess that's good. So we just ended this part of this section. All right. So let me flip back over here, and I've noticed there is no tank. Tank is playing hooky again. Well, that's all right. We'll figure out more about this, I guess, tomorrow. We'll cut this off here. I appreciate everyone that has joined in. I encourage you, if you'd like to get involved with us, please do. Speaker Project, Lawful America, wwg1wga.love website. My new project, which is the Gold Grain Coins, or kringlegold.com. So you got goldgraincoins.com. And the link for my gold grain coins is down below right in this video. And it's basically set, every coin is basically equal to what a grain of gold in value is. And so it follows the price of gold throughout the day. It goes up and down, whatever it is. And that is, very small amount of, you can get a cup of coffee with 1 grain. You put it something like that at Starbucks. That's about the value of 1 grain. So, I guess that's it for today. Please go ahead and subscribe. It's important. Please share the video. It's important. Give the thumbs up, the double thumbs up, and may leave positive comments always. All right, thank you very much, and we'll see you